Welcome back to the channel. If you're into numismatics or just love discovering hidden treasures, you're in for a treat today. In this video, we're diving deep into the 1966 French 5 centime coin and why this seemingly small piece of currency might be worth more than you'd expect today. Trust me, you won't want to miss this, so make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing coin facts. Let's start with a quick history lesson. 5 centimes coin from France was part of the French franc series, issued before the country adopted the euro. Coin has a distinctive design, the bust of the goddess Dere on one side, and the denomination 5 centimes, along with the year of minting, on the reverse. Coin was minted in 1966, during a time when France was still using the franc. But why are we talking about this coin today? What makes the 1966 French centimes stand out in the market now, and why is it getting so much attention from collectors? Let's break that down. First of all, let's talk about condition. Like any collectible item, the state of preservation plays a huge role in determining its value. The 19665 centimes, a coin in fine condition, meaning it shows minimal wear, but you can still see the details clearly, can be worth more than you might think. But before you get too excited, let's explore why. In fine condition, a 1966 French faux somme might seem like much at first glance. It's one of the rarer coins from this era, and there are still quite a few in circulation. However, its value goes up significantly based on several key factors. Now, rarity is a major factor. While many 5 centimes coins from 1966 were produced, some were eventually withdrawn from circulation due to changes in the economy. Coins like these, especially those in fine or better condition, can be harder to find, and when a coin becomes harder to find, its value tends to rise. The mintage for the 19665 centimes was substantial, but as time goes on, the number of well-preserved examples dwindles. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for these specific coins, particularly in higher grades. So how much is the 1966 French 5 centime coin worth today? In fine condition, this coin typically sells for around $4,000 on the market. Not exactly life-changing money, but not bad for a little piece of history. Of course, this value can vary depending on where and how the coin is sold. If you have a 1966 coin in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, the value can jump up to $5,000, or even higher in some cases. And if you're lucky enough to have one with a rare mint mark or error, the value can be much higher. But here's the interesting part. Coin values often increase over time. While the 19665 centimes may be worth much right now, its value could rise as demand for vintage coins continues to grow. So if you're a collector or investor, this could be a good time to start looking for these coins at local markets or online auctions. Want to add a 19665 centimes to your collection? Here's where you can find them. Online marketplaces like eBay, specialized coin dealers, and even local coin shops can be great places to find this coin. Just make sure to inspect the coin carefully for condition and authenticity before buying. Footnote: when purchasing, always look for a seller with good reviews, and if you're buying a more expensive example, consider getting it certified by a reputable grading company. To sum it all up, while the 1966 French 5 centimes may make you rich today, it holds a special place in numismatic history, and in the right condition, it can be a valuable addition to any collection. So if you find one in your change jar or at a local flea market, take a moment to appreciate its history and maybe even make a small investment. Next up, how a 10 centimes coin from France, even in a dirty and worn condition, could have a surprising value in the market today. So, if you're a coin collector or just curious about the world of numismatics, stay tuned as we dive into this fascinating topic. Let's start with some background. The 10 centimes coin was part of France's transition into the euro currency, but it was issued under the French franc system for many years before the euro officially replaced the franc. In 1998, this coin was minted as part of a series designed to gradually phase out the old franc coins in favor of the euro. The coin featured a traditional design, a rooster, which is the symbol of franc, along with the text République Française. Despite its relatively low denomination, this coin holds a place in history for collectors. It's interesting to note that the 10 centimes coin is often overlooked by the general public, but collectors see its value in unique circumstances. So, what's the value of this coin today, especially in a dirty condition? The answer might surprise you. While most of us would think of a worn or dirty coin as being practically worthless, certain collectors see potential in these coins. In the market today, a 10 centimes coin from 1998 in average circulated condition might fetch around €1 to €2, which is roughly $3,000. But here's the twist: the value changes when the coin is in a particularly poor or dirty state. Some collectors are especially interested in the uniqueness of used or dirty coins. These coins might not look pristine, but they tell a story. If the coin is an unusual variant or has an error, its value could rise dramatically, even to $4,000 or more, depending on demand and rarity in the market. In fact, there have been instances where a 10-cent coin from 1998 has sold for over $5,000, or even more if it's part of a rare error coin, or if it's included in a bulk collection that draws in serious collectors. While it may seem counterintuitive, the condition of the coin can actually affect its value. If a coin has a distinct, unique appearance, like dirt or tarnishing that has been cleaned off, it might attract interest from collectors who appreciate the story behind it. Although the 199810 centimes coin was produced in large quantities, certain features like mint marks or even small design variations can make a particular coin rarer than others. The demand for such coins fluctuates based on the market and the interest from collectors. Some may be seeking to complete their collections, while others might specifically be interested in coins with wear and dirt, which can be perceived as having more character. So, where can you sell or buy a coin like this? There are several places you can check out. Online marketplaces like eBay and Etsy are great for selling or purchasing rare coins. You can also visit specialized coin dealers, auction houses, and even attend coin shows, where you'll meet collectors from around the world. Just be sure to do your research and compare prices. Coins in dirty condition might be overlooked by some, but for others, they could be the perfect addition to their collection. Pair your down commission properly with your collection. Who knew that something as simple as a 10 centimes coin from France, especially one that's dirty or worn, could have such an intriguing value in the market? Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a casual enthusiast, it's always fascinating to discover what hidden gems might be hiding in your collection or even your pocket. Next up, the Canadian 25-cent coin from 1978. And believe me, it's a lot more valuable than you might think, especially if you find one in extra good condition. Stick around as we break down why this 25-cent coin has become such a sought-after collector's item and how much it's worth today if you find one in excellent or even extra good condition. All right, let's start by looking at the history of the Canadian 25-cent coin from 1978. To set the stage, Canada has a rich history when it comes to coinage, and the quarter, or 25-cent coin, has always been a staple in Canadian currency. But what made the 1978 version so special? Cut to a zoomed-in shot of a 1978 Canadian quarter, with a graphic overlay showing the date and mint mark of the coin. The design of the 1978 quarter features the famous blue nose schooner on the reverse side, which is one of Canada's most iconic symbols. The Blue Nose was a fishing and racing schooner that represented Canada's maritime heritage, and it was used on the 25-cent coin from 1935 all the way through 1989. The reverse design on this 1978 quarter is a beautiful reminder of Canada's shipbuilding and seafaring history. On the obverse side, you'll find the familiar image of Queen Elizabeth II, which has been on Canadian coins since the Queen ascended the throne in 1952. The 1978 quarter is part of a larger series of coins that circulated throughout Canada during the late 20th century. So, What makes the 1978 Canadian 25-cent coin stand out from other quarters in terms of value? Well, there are a couple of key factors here: condition, rarity, and demand from collectors. The 1978 quarter was minted in large quantities, so it's rare by itself, but when you start looking at coins that have been well preserved over the years, particularly those in extra good condition, that's where the value starts to rise. By extra good condition, I mean a coin that has minimal wear and tear, with sharp details, a nice shine, and clear features. These are coins that have been carefully handled and subject to excessive circulation or damage. The more pristine the coin, the higher the value. Coins in extra good condition are typically considered to be an almost uncirculated grade. These can command premium prices at coin auctions and through dealers. In fact, the value of a 1978 Canadian quarter in extra good condition can range from $4,000 to even higher, depending on the exact quality and current market demand. So now let's talk numbers. How much is a 1978 Canadian quarter actually worth in today's market? Well, this depends on several factors, like the coin's grade, any potential errors, and where you're selling it. On average, you can expect to pay anywhere from $5,000 a 1978 quarter in good to extra good condition. If you're looking for a coin that's nearly perfect, you could be looking at $6,000 or more for a specimen in near mint or uncirculated condition. Coins that are graded as proof, meaning they were specially struck for collectors, can go even higher, with prices sometimes reaching upwards of $7,000 or more. Cut to a list of potential platforms for selling coins: local coin shops, online auctions, dealers, and specialized forums. First, you could take it to a local coin shop where they'll be able to evaluate it and make an offer based on its condition and rarity. Just remember, they'll likely offer you a bit more than market value because they need to make a profit too. Online auction sites like eBay are another great option, where you can auction your coin off to the highest bidder. This gives you the potential to get a better price, especially if your coin is in exceptional condition or has a rare feature. And of course, specialized dealers and coin forums can also be a good place to sell, as they connect you with collectors who are specifically looking for Canadian coin. First, always handle your coins with care. Use cotton gloves to avoid getting oils or dirt from your fingers on the surface. And make sure to store your coins in a safe place, like a protective holder or a coin album, to preserve their condition. Next up, a 1969 French 10 centimes coin in today's market, especially when it's in bad condition. Well, stick around, because we'll explore the surprising story of how a small, seemingly ordinary coin could actually be worth much more than you think. Let's get into it. Let's start with a little history. The 10 centimes coin from France, first minted in 1969, was part of the larger French decimal currency system introduced in the 1960s. The design on the obverse of the coin features a simple, elegant image of Marion, a national symbol of the French Republic. On the reverse, you'll find the denomination 10 centimes, along with the year of minting, in this case, 1969. At first glance, it may seem like just another old coin, but do be fooled. The value of this coin today can be much higher than you'd expect, even in bad condition. Now, let's talk about the condition of these coins. We all know that coin collectors tend to prefer coins in mint or near mint condition, right? But what if I told you that even a coin in bad condition, one with heavy wear and tear, scratches, or discoloration, could still fetch a surprising price on the market? The French centime coin from 1969 is exception. While a pristine coin might be worth a little more, a coin in bad condition is still sought after by collectors and numismatists. This is because older, rare coins in poor condition are often considered more valuable than newer, more unique coins. As for the 196910 centimes, if you have one that's seen better days, it might still attract interest. The rarity of the coin, its historical significance, and the fact that it's over 50 years old are all factors that can push its value higher in the market. Here's where things get really interesting. In terms of market value, a 1969 French centimes coin, even in bad condition, can still sell for anywhere between $4,000. It's important to note that the price can fluctuate depending on factors like the rarity of the coin, the demand in the collector's market, and the condition it's in. Prior to French centimes come in a whole swath of $1,000, including smoking French centimes, to place its living cousin, Kaiser. For example, a coin that's slightly worn but still legible might fetch around $5,000. If the coin is extremely worn and hard to read, you're still looking at around $6,000. But if you happen to come across one that's in exceptional condition, the value can skyrocket, sometimes even reaching $7,000 or more. Can you imagine finding a small coin like this in your pocket or a coin jar and realizing it's worth more than you thought? It's always exciting when you discover hidden treasures in your everyday life. So why is the 1969 French 10 centimes coin valuable, even in bad condition? Well, there are several reasons. First, France stopped producing the 10 centime coin in 2002, which makes these older coins relatively rare in circulation today. Collectors often look for coins that have a story to tell, and the 1,96910 centimes certainly has one. Additionally, coin collectors place a lot of value on historical coins that have been used in everyday life. Even a worn-out coin can represent a part of the past, a glimpse into the history of the French Republic and the country's economic evolution. So, as time goes by, these coins only get rarer, and their value tends to increase. So, how do you go about buying or selling a 1969 French centimes coin? There are a few places where collectors and sellers meet. You can try well-known online marketplaces like eBay, where you'll find lots of numismatists bidding on old French coins. There are also specialized coin shops, both online and in physical locations, that buy and sell these kinds of coins. Just make sure you check the listings carefully to compare prices and pay attention to shipping fees or transaction costs when you're buying or selling. To wrap things up, the 1969 French 10 centimes coin might be small, worn out, or even a little scratched, but it's still a valuable piece of history that could earn you a nice little profit in today's market. So, if you've got one of these in your collection or just lying around in a drawer, take a closer look. You might be sitting on a hidden gem. Next up, the franc 10 centimes from 1988. You might have one of these lying around, but could it be worth more than you think? Let's dive in. The 10 centimes coin from France is part of the long-running French franc currency series, minted before the euro was introduced in 2002. This specific coin features the famous design by Oscar Roty, known as La Semeuse, or the sower. On the reverse, we see the denomination of 10 centimes, along with the words République Française and the mint year, 1988. In 1988, France was at a cultural and economic crossroad. The 10 centime coin was a common sight in the pockets of everyday people, used for small purchases. But today, this little coin is more than just a memory of a bygone era. It could be a hidden gem for collectors. So what makes this coin potentially valuable in today's market? Well, there are a few key factors. Coins in uncirculated or mint condition are always more desirable to collectors. A pristine 1,98810 centimes coin could fetch a much higher price than one that's been heavily used. While the 1988 edition is the rarest of French coins, certain mint errors or variations can increase its value significantly. The appeal of French coins, especially from the pre-Euro era, has been growing among numismatists and collectors worldwide. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is king. Coins are graded on a scale ranging from poor to mint state. A 1988 franc centimes, in excellent uncirculated condition, could be worth anywhere between $4,000. But wait, if you have a coin with a mint error, the value could skyrocket into the hundreds of dollars. Let's talk market value. Currently, a standard 1988 franc centimes in good condition sells for about $5,000 online. However, uncirculated pieces have been known to sell for $6,000 on auction sites. If you have a coin with a rare error, such as a misstrike or doubled die, these can sell for much more, sometimes even $7,000 or more, to the right buyer. So is the 1988 France 10 centimes coin worth big bucks? While most of these coins won't make you rich, certain conditions and rare features can give them a surprising boost in value. If you have one, take a closer look. It might just be a hidden treasure. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more deep dives into the world of coins and collectibles. Leave a comment below if you've found any rare or interesting coins recently. We'd love to hear about it. See you next time.